Here we go. We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. This morning on the Huddle, we are live with another episode, another live stream of the Huddle. So as you come in to the live stream on YouTube, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Hashtag if you're a part of Team Live, or if you check the replay out of this live stream, hashtag Team Replay. And so this morning's live stream is going to be about YouTube chapters. YouTube chapters and how it can help me and you as live streamers get more replay views, how to optimize our live streams when we go live. We're going to continue that discussion. So do me a favor. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, huddle up, because it's time for the Huddle. Praise the Lord. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we want to welcome you to the show. This morning, as we said in our opening, we're going to be talking about YouTube chapters and the importance of it and how it can help me and you be able to get more replay views, how it can help me and you to be able to optimize and get found in search, how me and you can, most importantly, as content creators, be able to provide a replay video after we go off the air, after we end the broadcast, and helping our viewers having a more engaging experience in watching our content. And so we are excited this morning. We are excited. We're back in the saddle. Wanted to do a few things here, but we're going to do them as we go with the flow. There we go. We got the title. We're talking about YouTube chapters this morning. And so if you're joining us on the Huddle this morning, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from. If you're a part of Team Live or a part of Team Replay. Yeah, excited this morning. Had some tea this morning, didn't have coffee. Already we see in the chat, my good man, Ash Bolin, all the way from London. Yeah, had to hit that. So grateful that you're a part of the Huddle this morning. And those of you who are checking us out, who I call the online viewers who may not be able to engage in the chat as you want, but you're listening to us at work, do me a favor. When you get that moment before we get off the air, let us know where you're watching us from, or come back to the replay and be part of Team Replay. So we are excited. We got to talk about YouTube chapters. YouTube chapters is something that is very important that we as content creators have to be using. YouTube is definitely putting some emphasis on chapters, because the truth of the matter is, as much as we do live streaming, hey, look, sometimes our live streams, if they're past 30 minutes or 45 minutes, the truth of the matter is a viewer experience sometimes will not permit them to be able to watch an entire live stream like that, unless they got a pen and a pad and then they're in that mode of learning where they want to basically sit down almost like an online course. The viewer experience is not really built right now, especially now with YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts competing with TikTok, which is more short form content. People in basically watching smaller doses of content. For a person to watch your live stream, they really have to be in the mindset, in the mentality of wanting to watch longer form content. And so YouTube chapters is a way of helping a viewer to be able to, even if they can't watch the entire live stream, take bits and pieces of your live stream and watch it over a process, a period of time. And so that's what we want to get into this morning. So let's fire up the Stream Deck. Let's fire up the Stream Deck as we get into this discussion. Yes, before we kick this off, we got to say good morning to our dear sister Equip Institute. Thank you so much for joining us, being a part of Team Live. I really appreciate you joining us. And those of you who are coming in, we're going to be talking about 5 tips on how YouTube chapters can help me and you to get more replay views, help us to get found more in search, but most importantly, be able to provide a quality viewer experience for our viewers. So that's the objective this morning. Let's go to tip number 1. Tip number one, perfect. Tip number 1 is simple: discoverability. Discoverability. You know, as I've been on these content streets journeying and working with my good man Ash Bolin, who's a part of the podcast industry and other podcasters, one of the things that I'm constantly hearing that is a big challenge for podcasters, which is a big challenge for content creators, and which is a big challenge for live streamers who's just starting to live stream, is discoverability. Being able to be discovered and put before newer audiences, for people to discover your content, not only to discover your content, but to watch your content. And so, as I said before, if you're making live streams that are probably 30 minutes or more, there was a time you could probably get away with a 30-minute live stream, but now a 30-minute live stream is really pushing it for a viewer based on the time that they have and what is a priority for them. And so if you're doing that type of content like that, especially with the push of shorter content, you want to be able to use YouTube chapters. YouTube's chapters, first of all, is going to help you, as I said, with discoverability, helping you to get found more in search. If you go on YouTube now and you go into the search bar and you search for a particular video, like you go and search for last week's live stream, how to optimize your live stream, how to optimize your live stream, with the different things that we talked about, you're going to see us coming up in search, and you're going to see some others come up like Daryl Eves. You're going to see Sean Cannell from Think Media. But here's what else you're going to see. You're also going to see in the descriptions, in the metadata, where it lets you know if the individual has chapters on their live stream, or they're not only live streams, but their videos, replay videos, because after a live stream goes and ends the broadcast, it becomes a replay video. And so the description, the metadata, whether if you're doing an uploaded video or a ended broadcast that was live that now becomes a replay video, it shows if that video has chapters. So that becomes very important to the viewer who is searching for content that's going to answer specific questions that they have. That's going to be very important to viewers who are searching for our content, who want to address a pain point in their life. And if they don't see that there's no chapters, and they see one video that has about 15 minutes on the topic of how to optimize your live stream to be able to get in front of newer viewers, if that's 15 minutes and mine is 45 minutes, then who you think they're going to end up selecting? Even though you may have a great custom thumbnail, even though you may have a compelling title, if you are not an individual that they don't know or recognize, and they're looking for some content to speak to a specific pain point, they're going to look at how long or short that content is. But also now YouTube is basically letting the viewer know that there's chapters there. And so chapters help with discoverability. Chapters help us being found in search. Also, in terms of when we do chapters, and when you do your intro and you start at 0.00, then you can be able to put little titles. Now, I'm not talking about a long title, but a nice title that you want to be, that's searchable. That's a type of searchable. So you don't want to use the type of title that says episode 1, episode 2, or episode 3. But you want to use a searchable title that talks about, Like last week, we did about compelling titles, and we talked about custom thumbnails. So you want to use the titles in such a way with the chapters so that when the person clicks onto it, it speaks specifically to the question the viewer has. It speaks specifically to the pain point that the person has. And so this works not only when you in your broadcast, your replay video for your live stream, but this even works with uploaded videos that you upload. Now, the ones that you can tell that don't have chapters, I believe, are two ways you can tell them. One, the length of how long that video has been up on YouTube, because the truth of the matter is content creators are not going in and back for the last 6 months to a year and now putting chapters on all their previous content. I've not come across anyone that says I went back 6 months or greater to do that. I'm trying to go at least 3 months back, at least in the last 90 days. That kind of fits within the YouTube analytics because you can go back and search your content over the last 90 days. So I'm really trying to make an effort in the last 90 days to do that so that people can find that. So search, being found in search, custom titles, and again, like I said, the viewer experience. The viewer experience when the person is in search, rather searching on Google, rather searching on YouTube. Chapters is going to help with viewer experience and viewer engagement. And so my question for you this morning, as we are in this masterclass discussion on chapters, are you using chapters in your uploaded videos? Are you using chapters once your live stream ends and it's now a replay video, a second piece of content? Are you using it? Are you using it with uh, searchable titles, or are you just doing episode one? Give me a hashtag yes in the comments, or hashtag no. We're not standing in the place of judgment to say, oh, you're a bad content creator. We just want to kind of bring some insight on how we can get better in the Huddle community. Got a few comments here. So before we go ahead to the next topic here, let's kind of work our way up. Our good man Ash says, yes, definitely. Chapters are great. You got to be able to use them. You got to use them. And like I said, maybe using them and, going back over the last 90 days within your analytics and doing that. Adobe 5, my good man says, yes, definitely using chapters. And like I said, rather in uploaded videos or the replay video. Our dear sister Equipped Institute says, let's look at this one. Time is one resource we all have, and the exact amount of each day. That's right. I mean, we all have 24 hours. And as viewers, when we're on YouTube, and think about the viewers who are on YouTube watching your content, they have 24 hours themselves. And so using chapters becomes very important in terms of the viewer experience. That's what it's about, the viewer experience. If we want the viewer to be able to watch longer, stay on our content longer, and binge more content. Think about it. There was a time where playlists became very important. So if you have a playlist that maybe you did in the last 90 days and you feel that that's a great piece of content in your playlist, it may be a good idea to go back to that playlist and start putting some chapters in it, since that becomes an important piece of content or pieces of content you want someone to binge. So maybe they can't binge all of it. They can't watch the entire thing. But if you have chapters in them, it gives the viewer experience in such a way they can go back and say, I can watch this over time. So that becomes important. Tip number two, why YouTube chapters can help me and you get more replay views, get found in search, and improve the viewer experience. It's about the viewer engagement. The viewer engagement. That's what it's about at the end of the day, and this is a lesson I have had to continually have to learn, that no matter how much effort, how much energy I put into my thumbnails, to my titles, to the content, that I would upload on YouTube or doing live streams. And then once I end the broadcast and I look and say, why is my replay video not getting views? Why am I not getting any comments? Why is YouTube not pushing my content like they pushing others? And you start to feel like, like that, that you don't feel value. You feel like that, that you're not being rewarded. You're not being rewarded for all this hard work and effort that you're putting in. And I've had to learn this important lesson that this is not about me being rewarded. Me personally, it's about the viewer engagement, me adding value to the viewer. And if I'm focused on that being my reward, if I can get Equip Institute to come back after we end the broadcast and she leaves a few comments and clicks the like button, letting YouTube know that this is some great piece of content and she appreciates it, and that she got great value, that's my reward. That's my reward. And if she goes a step further and she shares the content, if each and one of you, through the generosity of your time just being here, were to share this live stream right now, that's a reward that you said to me that we really appreciate your content. But I had to learn that it was not about, in terms of my perspective of how I thought I should begin, because making, as Vaynerchuk says, Gary V says, selfish content. Selfish content will get you nowhere. But if you're making viewer engagement content, then hey, it's going to lead to more watch time. It's going to lead to more comments. It's going to allow you to pin comments. It's going to allow you to leave a heart on a comment. It's going to lead to more likes and to more shares. I'll let that breathe for a moment. It's going to lead to more likes, shares, comments, and more watch time. That's the reward that we're trying to put in. That's the effort that we should be after. The viewer engagement. And YouTube chapters can help with that, because then the viewer, through their experience, can say, hey, look, I see Ash has a recent video on burnout. And then they say, hey, okay, let me kind of watch some of this. And I see some chapters there. Adobe 5 has a great, give a shout out to my man Adobe 5. He has a great recent video on ghost effects that deals with editing. And so if I'm not able to watch the entire 3 minutes, maybe I'm on the train, maybe I'm at the gym. Well, if he has chapters there and I want to kind of take it step by step with them, the chapters allow me to kind of watch it a little over at a time. And so it's about using YouTube chapters. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this masterclass, this live stream discussion on being able to use YouTube chapters to get more replay views, to get found in search, but most importantly, improving the viewer experience, do me a favor, click the thumbs up, share this on your favorite social media channel for me. I would really appreciate it as we get more into this discussion. Tip number 3, boom, more views. YouTube chapters, as a result, if we're using these things, this feature correctly. I recently saw a video by Daniel Patel and TubeBuddy. They've also created their own added feature, a part of TubeBuddy, to be able to do chapters. The long game, the end result is it will result in more views. So if you're a person who's just starting on YouTube doing live streams, or if you're just starting doing uploaded videos and you don't have that much in terms of viewer engagement, the benefit is it's going to provide more views. One of the things that I've noticed since using YouTube chapters in the last few months is that I am starting to see certain live streams that I've did in the last few months starting to rank in search. And that was something that not that I was specifically trying to aim for or strive for, but as a result of this, using this practice, adding this a part of my YouTube live stream checklist, the benefit of this is if I'm making content that has a compelling title, that is optimized, a custom thumbnail that's optimized, that has a searchable description, tying this all back together to last week. As a result, it's helping me to rank in search. I'm getting discovered. And so now, if I'm getting before people, and a year ago, that was something that I was definitely not doing. Now it's about producing the goods, making the quality content. So, and then if people are clicking, making the quality content so that I can get more watch time. As I said before, more return view. I have return view, but return viewers returning, going back and watching more of the content because maybe they only watched a portion of it. But most importantly, being found in search helps with being able to be exposed with new viewers. And so YouTube chapters is part of um, our toolkit, part of the tools that we use to be able to make quality content, to be able to get people to watch more of our content, and to be able to see it benefit our watch time. Tip number four. Tip number four is we've talked about it before, but again, YouTube chapters even helps with the time codes, with helping you to repurpose your content. So if you are a person who's repurposing your content and you need some type of structure or order to be able to do this, well, the time codes kind of help you to, as you sit down and do them, to be able to say, okay, we talked about tip one at this time, we talked about tip two at this time, and so on, etc. And then you can be able to make smaller clips. And as if you follow me on other social media platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook, you're starting to see more smaller clips, which has basically been a benefit and a result from us doing the YouTube chapters. You've also seen us being able to be able to, start putting stuff together. So if, when we get ready to launch our podcast, and it's in the works, it is in the works. We are definitely working on, in the coming weeks, not coming year, but in the coming weeks, of getting our podcast ready to launch. It's going to help with us being able to repurpose our content with podcasting, with posts, reels, and like I said, short time clips and things like that. And so repurposing your content, repurposing your content through the use of YouTube chapters. YouTube chapters, if you're a person who's into blogging and who writes blogs, you can be able to use your YouTube chapters in being able to put together small blogs on your website. And there's so much you can do here through YouTube chapters in repurposing your content. Got a couple of more comments in the chat section, so let's pull those up. Be a good steward in engaging here. I feel like I don't have the mic where I need to, so I keep playing with it. Dobie 5 says yes, hashtag yes, using chapters. And again, yeah, okay, so we've kind of done these already. Perfect. Hey, if you have any thoughts, additional comments just on how YouTube chapters, hey, drop them in the chat, share them with the community. Those of you who are here with us, and those of you who are checking us out and listening as you're working, or if you're in the gym working out, if you're doing some running. Like I said, when you get a few minutes, give us a hashtag team live. As you take a water break, give us a hashtag team replay. As you take a break at work, on working your project or cleaning the basement. We so appreciate you just listening to us as you get a chance. Boom. And as always, as I said, if you're getting great value out of this content that we're talking about, 5 tips on how YouTube chapters can help you to get more replay views, how you can get you found more in search, but most importantly, provide a better viewer engagement. Do me a favor, click the thumbs up button, smash the like button, share this on your favorite social media channel. And if you have not had a chance yet to subscribe to the channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Not so much just because I can get an additional subscriber, but that's part of it. But most importantly, I want to help you to broaden your reach. I want to help you broaden your impact and income through online videos. And so that's our commitment here at the Huddle, to help you. So by you subscribing, you have that commitment from us. You're also a part of the Huddle community, where you're a part of other great content creators that are in the chat and who are part of the community. So subscribe today when you have a chance. See a few more comments popping in, so let's hit those. Boom, there we go. Hashtag team live from our dear sister Equip Live and the man all the way from London. Boom. I get loads of value from this basic. Hey man, that's what it's about. Especially if this using YouTube chapters is going to help you also with business leads and new business opportunities, and being able to share this with other clients that you who may be doing online content creation, and being able to work with them and say, hey, look, you're doing YouTube now, or you're transitioning from podcasting now to YouTube, and you want to get more discoverability. We need to get you to start using YouTube chapters. We need to get you more found in search. We need to be able to improve the viewer engagement, so that the viewer engagement translates into leads, translates into sales, translates into leads, translates into sales. That's what it's all about. YouTube is providing us the tools. We just got to use them. We got to use them. We got to use them. Tip number five, opportunity for growth. And here's how I've really benefited the most from the YouTube chapters. It's provided me the opportunity for growth to take the time when I go back, whether if I'm doing it the manual way, because I have two monitors, so I can put go into YouTube Studios, pull up the video, and then get into the description section, and then take the first monitor, and then play the live stream back. And I started from zero all the way probably much to the summary. I always go to the summary, at least to the summary. And so it's allowed me to experience an opportunity of growth in these ways. Being able to watch myself more on camera, on how I do a live stream, because I'm a little animated with my hands sometimes, and how I am as a live streamer, how I can improve that better, so that it doesn't create, if I'm doing something that creates a negative experience for a viewer, that causes them to not want to engage in the chat, to cause them not to want to engage in leaving a like or a share, watching the replay back and doing my chapters helps me to become more better on camera. And so it's not so much in terms of the practice of the chapters, but great athletes, if they want to become the best in their sport, and if they want to become a champion like the late Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, Derek Jeter, and they watch film. They watch film of themselves on how they can improve. They not only watch film of themselves, but they watch films of their opponent. But the film they watch the most is how they can get better as athletes. And so watching and doing YouTube chapters helps me to become more confident on camera. Another thing is, it helps me with being able to make better run of shows, being able to have a better live stream agenda, or what I call a live stream GPS. So it's helped me in being able to put better run of shows together. And then it helps more, as I said, with content. being able to repurpose content and make better content as we move forward, as we're doing our live streams, as we're uploading videos, and just putting content that better content that translates into likes, shares, translates into follows, translates into comments. There is viewer engagement. And so YouTube chapters of doing all these things provides me and you the benefit of watching ourselves on film to become better on camera, to be able to get more viewer engagement and create better runner shows. Now, a show of hands in the chat for me. How many of you want to be more confident on camera when you get ready to upload a video or do a live stream? If that's you, hashtag me. Hashtag me. Those of you who are watching us live, we're talking about 5 tips on how YouTube chapters can help you to get found more in search, how you can get more replay views, and then provide a better viewer engagement. If you want to be able to become more confident on camera, doing your live streams, doing your upload videos, give me a hashtag me. Hashtag me in the comment section. If that's you, I need you to start doing YouTube chapters. I need you to start implementing YouTube chapters. I need you to start doing YouTube chapters. I know I may sound like a broken record right now, but go to some of your favorite YouTubers that you watch, see if they have YouTube chapters. And then if they have YouTube chapters, look at how their viewer engagement has benefited from it. Look at how, maybe go back, watch an older video that didn't have chapters, and look at their camera presence and how their camera presence now. I want to encourage you to start using YouTube chapters if you want to become more confident on camera, if you want to be able to make a better run of show, if you most importantly want to make better content where you're getting viewer engagement. Our good dear sister Equip Institute says, hashtag me. Hashtag me. I'm with you, my sister. I'm with you. And you have our commitment of the Huddle community to help you to do that, because we said last week, the Huddle is about coming together as content creators and helping one another to be the best version of ourselves, helping one another to win our individual matchups as content creators so that we can get the W, put the ball in the end zone, and move forward in the content creation that we're doing. So I truly appreciate you, my dear sister, saying hashtag me. All right, let's get to summary. There we go. So we talked about discoverability, the great dilemma that podcasters, live streamers, and even new YouTube creators who are trying to get discovered in this very competitive niche and just platform. It's going to help with discoverability. It's going to help with viewer engagement. It's going to help you get more views. It's going to help you with repurposing your content. And most importantly, opportunity for growth. It's going to help you to be able to identify the areas of opportunity for growth. Now, the things that I've talked about for me, that you may say, well, Walter, I'm good on camera. But as you're putting your chapters in, as you're taking the time to watch film on yourself, I'm not telling you to be critical of yourself. I'm just saying be able to be objective in watching yourself on camera, listening. Maybe you struggle with too many ums like me. I'm a person who pops an every now and then. Maybe you're a person who wants to work on your ums. Opportunity for growth. Opportunity for growth. Maybe the opportunity for growth is maybe you, instead of you always making 2 to 3 hour live streams, maybe shortening your live streams. You're saying a whole lot of stuff, but if you say what you need to say in the right amount of time, it may help improve viewer engagement. And then the rest of the time that you use can just be used for questions and comments and just hanging out on the stream. And you can repurpose your content. opportunity for growth. And so I wanted to share this morning, especially the power tip that our good man James Hicks talked about as we last week, as we were sharing on optimizing our live streams to get more new viewers, and he shared the power tip of him using YouTube chapters. We want to continue that conversation to help you and me to get discovered, to have more viewer engagement, to get more views, to be able to better repurpose content and grow as content creators. So that's it for the master class on YouTube chapters. If you have any additional questions or comments that you want to share with us, feel free in the chat to put those in for us. And if those of you who are watching the replay this far, whether you're watching it because you've clicked on some of the chapters and now you're to the summary part, then if you have a question or a comment, please leave that in the comment section and we will definitely respond to that. And those of you, my online viewers who are online listeners who are listening, like I said, whether if you're at the gym or you're at work doing a project at home, leave us some feedback in the comment section because we truly appreciate you being a part of hashtag Team Replay, the crew, the posse, the online squad. And so, yeah, that's it right there. That's it for chapters. That's it for chapters. Let me kind of take this down. And so as we transition, I would love to, those of you who are still a part of hashtag Team Live this far, who are checking us out, what was a great win for you this week in content creation or just in life in general? What was a great win for you? I would love to just, pop it in the chat for me right quick. What was a win for you? What was a win for you? Um, One win in particular that I had was right now I'm on the job search, looking for my next career opportunity. And in my job search, I had a great interview with a particular employer that I'm hoping that I will get great news from next week. But just the interview, it's when you're in the job market and you're doing your resumes and you're submitting your resumes and you go through that period of time where you're just not getting any response back. And then, by the time you get a response back, it's 30 days later, an email later, and they're saying, unfortunately, we've moved forward. We didn't think you were a great candidate. And so they don't want to do anything with you in the next step. But to be able to get some traction from some employers, and this has probably been I felt one of my best interviews that I've had in the last month. So I was really appreciative of that, and so I'm praying some great opportunities come from that. So that was my win. What was your win? I would love to get your feedback on what was a win for you. Our dear sister Equip Institute says, congratulations on that win. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. What was your win? I would love to hear. Okay, let me see here. A win for my good man was basically launching his paid masterclass. Okay. You see, I'm gonna have to bring you back on the huddle so we can get more into this masterclass of yours, because we gotta help you win your individual matchup on this masterclass, and it translating into sales, and it translates into testimonies of how it changes your client's life. So we will be talking, my good man. We will be talking, but I appreciate that win. And another win for me last week was just being with the Huddle community last Saturday. And we did our Huddle community hangout on Zoom, and basically we talked about the experience of uploading your first video, uploading and doing your first live stream or your first podcast, and the experience of just reminiscing on how it was, and us just being able to share and encourage one another, and being able to say, man, that was terrible. But despite how terrible it was, here's where you are now. And to just everyone leaving encouraged, being able to leave from the huddle hangout, and being able to have some content ideas on how to move forward. It was a very productive huddle hangout. So we are excited for next Saturday at 12 o'clock. We will be having another hangout, huddle hangout, Equip Institute. Are you subscribed to the channel? If you are, I know you regularly are a part of the live stream chat. So some of the criteria for anyone who's asking, how do I become a part of the hangout that you have at 12 o'clock every other Saturday? Well, some of the criteria we've kind of laid is, if we see you regularly, consistently a part of the hangout, the live stream, 2 to 3 times out of a month, that's criteria number one. You've met that. If you have subscribed to the channel, then that's criteria number two. And then you sign up to our email marketing list. I will make sure on once we go off that I'll put that in the description. You sign to our email marketing list, so that we can then invite you to our huddle hangout. And then you can join us next Saturday. And the reason why we again kind of do it that way, because we want to see the consistency. And then it also, the consistency is the community who's a part of the live stream. They get a chance to communicate and talk with you in the chat. It gives them an opportunity now to see each other face to face, virtually, through a Zoom call. And so we're not, this is invitation only. We're just not inviting in and letting anybody in. We want individuals who are truly content creators, who want to grow and who want to help others grow as well. And so those are some of the criteria in helping you to be a part of it. See a couple of comments here. Give me 1 second. Let's work out. Well, start here. Yeah, there we go. Start there. Perfect. That's a community. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Oh, the highlight of your week. This community is the highlight of your, with the hangout. Definitely. Man, let me tell you, so I'm glad I listened to you about putting it together. Yes, I am subscribed. Boom. Perfect. I appreciate that. So you're subscribed. I will make sure Equip Institute, as soon as we go off the air, I don't think I put the website in. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Let's see if we can do this. If it'll let me do this. Let's do this. Come on. Okay. I'll do it when we go off the air. So I will make sure you get the direct link to join us. And it's basically, we're trying to stay at an hour. Last week we went to an hour and a half, but because that's how good it was. But we have the huddle at 11 o'clock, and then at 12 we go from 12 to 1, 12 to 1:30, and we just encourage. And so this Saturday coming up, we're going to be talking about, especially if you are struggling with finding your niche, how some of us went through that journey about finding our niche, and what was that process like, and how did we come to discover that this is the niche that we wanted to start creating content in. This was the niche that we felt that we could start being able to grow and add value to the individuals we wanted to make content for, but most importantly, that we can end up monetizing from. And that's what we're going to talk about, is the niche that you're reaching. Is this for a niche that you want to increase leads and translate to sales, or do you just want it for a hobby? Do you want to just have a niche for just for hobby purposes or to be able to be monetized. So we're going to talk about that. Boom, boom, boom. I will be at a conference next Saturday. Okay, understand. But I will make sure I provide that in the information for you, you to be able to have where you can join us. Unfortunately, we again this huddle hangout, we don't broadcast it. It's this Zoom, so it allows us to be able to just talk amongst ourselves as content creators and just encourage one another. And so uh, we are just finding ways that we can help one another win our own individual matches as content creators and making better content and providing better viewer engagement and experience for our viewers. Any other wins? Any other wins that you may have had um, this week that you would like to share? We would love to get your feedback. We've just been talking about 5 tips on how you can be able to use YouTube chapters to be able to get found more in search, to be able to be found in search, to be able to get more replay views, but most importantly, improving your viewer experience. So that's what this live stream was about. If you are checking us out on the replay, we were so grateful for you checking us out and being a part of hashtag Team Replay. So believe that in the comment section. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, our commitment to you is to help you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video. So I want to thank all of you who have joined us, a part of Team Live. For my good man Ash, all the way from London. It's Cambridge, United Kingdom, I believe. That's what I saw on the LinkedIn profile. I always say he's from London, but I think he's, check him out. If you are a person that is interested in the mortgage industry, or if you're interested in just learning how to make better content marketing, my man Ash Bolin in the chat, check him out. And if you are a person who is looking for a great editor, a person who does great editing for your videos or your live streams for repurposing content, check out my man Adobe 5. And let me go back to Equip Institute. I did find your channel. I would definitely like to kind of maybe have a conversation with you to kind of find more out about your content and what type of videos that you're making so that we can share that with the Huddle community. So when you return from your conference, maybe that's something, me and you can do and that we can share with the Huddle community. So I did see your channel, but I just want to get an idea of what type of content you're making and how it can be able to add more value, not only to your viewers, but to our Huddle community as well, because we help one another and we want to help do what we can to help do its best to help you as a content creator as well. So when you get back from your conference, let's see if we can set that up so we can just learn a little more about you so that we can share your content with the community and be able to help you with, growing more as a channel and getting more views. So with that said, if that's about it, if there are no other questions or comments, well, again, I want to thank you all for being a part of the Huddle this morning, a part of hashtag Team Live, and those of you who are part of Team Replay, thank you for checking us out. Please like, please share, leave a comment. This is a way you can let YouTube know that this is some great content that you have enjoyed and that you've watched and others need to watch as well. So we appreciate you doing that. And as we close out by saying many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that will prevail in your life. Make a quality decision today. Let God's purpose prevail in your life. We will see you next Saturday. No, I'm sorry. Next, the midweek huddle. I'm sorry. We did a midweek huddle on Wednesday. We're going to try to do another one at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So set your calendar. I will send a reminder to those of you in the Huddle community to confirm that time, but we're going to have a midweek huddle. We're trying to go live 2 times out of a week. So next Wednesday at 3 p.m. and then next Saturday, 11 a.m. for the huddle, and 12 p.m. the Huddle hangout. So we will see you all then. God bless.